Welcome back, music lovers, to another episode of the Two for Tuesday podcast, where we go behind the music to give you the untold stories. I'm your host, Michael Pazant of Second Round Music, and today we're going to take a deep dive into the life, legacy, and artistry of one of country music's most compelling figures, Johnny Rodriguez. So why, you may be asking, Johnny Rodriguez? Well, for several reasons. First, not only because he's a very compelling artist, but also he recently passed away back on May the 9th of this year, which, if you'll remember from last week, was also the 36th anniversary of the passing of country music legend Keith Whitley. And lastly, he's a favorite artist of mine. Now, I know Johnny didn't have a long, lustrous career or sell multi-platinum albums, but in the 70s, this guy was as good as any country music artist. So we'll explore his rise to stardom, trials that he faced along the way, and of course the stories behind two of his most iconic songs, I Just Can't Get Her Out of My Mind and Just Get Up and Close the Door. So grab your cowboy hat, settle in, and let's get started. Are you ready to take control of your finances and build a brighter future? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired, feeling broke all the time? My name is Michael Pazant, a certified master coach, and I created Second Round Financial to provide personalized financial coaching based on the proven principles of Dave Ramsey's 7 Baby Steps. Our services include, but are not limited to, one-on-one financial coaching through Zoom conference or face-to-face, budgeting strategies, debt reduction plans, emergency fund creation, retirement planning, and investment guidance. Well, why choose us? Because we believe in empowering our clients with the knowledge and tools they need to achieve financial peace. With our guidance, you'll gain clarity over your financial situation, develop a realistic and achievable plan, and experience hope and confidence in your financial future. I have over 15 years' experience teaching and guiding families in the Ramsey principles, along with a degree in finance and work experience in the banking and insurance industries. So let's get started today. Go to secondroundfinancial.com and click Book Now to schedule your free consultation today. Now, Johnny Rodriguez was born Juan Raul Davis Rodriguez on December the 10th of 1951 in Sabinal, Texas. Now, that's a small town about 90 miles west of San Antonio. And he was the second youngest of 10 children in a family of modest means. Now, growing up in a bilingual household, Johnny was exposed to both traditional Mexican music and American country music. Now, this fusion of cultural influences would later become his defining element of his sound. Now, Johnny was an A and B student, pretty good kid. He was captain of his junior high football team, and he was a high school letterman and an altar boy at church. But life wasn't always easy for Johnny. After losing his father to cancer and his older brother to an automobile accident when he was a teenager, he found himself struggling to stay on the right path. At one point, he even spent time in jail for a minor offense. Reportedly, he stole a goat and was going to barbecue it with his friends. But as fate would have it, this low point became a pivotal moment in his life. While in jail, Johnny would often sing to pass the time, and his voice caught the attention of a Texas Ranger, who was so impressed that he connected Johnny with some influential people in the music business. Now, he would be hired at a local tourist attraction called the Alamo Village in 1971. And Johnny would get his big break when he was discovered by country music legend Tom T. Hall. Now, Hall invited Johnny to Nashville, and he helped him land a recording deal with Mercury Records. Now, the story goes that Johnny got off the plane with nothing but his guitar and $14 in his pocket. At just 21 years old, Johnny became one of the first major Hispanic stars in country music history. His debut single, released in October of 1972, and one of my favorites, Pass Me By If You're Only Passing Through. That'll probably be a song we'll do at a later date. Now, this song was an instant hit, climbing to number 9 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart. And in 1972, Johnny was voted Most Promising Vocalist by the Academy of Country Music. In 1973, he released You Always Come Back to Hurting Me. Now, this was a song that he co-wrote with Tom T. Hall, and it became his first number 1 hit. Now, that same year, he followed it up with a song that he wrote, and it was another number one hit, another one of my favorites of his that we'll probably do at a later date, called Riding My Thumb to Mexico. Now, he kept this number one hit streak going with his next release. Now, this was a song that was written and recorded originally by Lefty Frizzell. That's The Way Love Goes. Now, if that title sounds familiar, then you probably recognize it as the number one hit for Merle Haggard. The story is that Lefty pitched this song to both Johnny and Merle at the same time in an unspecified hotel room. Now, Johnny went on to record it and released it first in 1973. Now, Merle came back later in 1983, recorded it and released it at that point, and of course had a hit with it also. Johnny had one more streak of 3 back-to-back-to-back hits later in 1975. More on that a little bit later. Now, what set Johnny apart was not only his smooth baritone voice, but also his ability to seamlessly blend English and Spanish lyrics into a song. This bilingual approach resonated with a wide audience and helped pave the way for greater diversity in country music. Now, let's take a brief pause for a message. We'll come back and talk about 2 of Johnny's most popular songs and 2 of my favorite Johnny Rodriguez songs. Hey guys, thank you for listening today, and I hope you're enjoying this podcast. If you are, please subscribe or follow the podcast, click the like button, share it with other music lovers, and please consider giving it a 5-star rating so we can reach a bigger audience. Now back to the show. Now let's talk about one of Johnny's most beloved songs, I Just Can't Get Her Out of My Mind. Released in January of 1975 as part of the album Songs About Ladies in Love, this track became an instant classic and started another streak of number one hits. Now, it was written by Larry Gatlin, obviously a fellow country music artist and songwriter, and the song tells a story of heartbreak and longing, themes that Johnny delivered with raw emotion and authenticity. Production of the song featured lush instrumentation typical of the 70s in country music, with gentle acoustic guitars, steel guitar flourishing, and a steady rhythm section. But what truly made the song stand out was Johnny's heartfelt delivery. His ability to convey vulnerability made listeners feel every word if they were living the story themselves. It's worth noting that during this period, Johnny was at the height of his career. Between 1973 and 1978, he scored an impressive 15 consecutive top 10 hits, cementing his status as one of country music's brightest stars. Another standout song from Johnny's career is Just Get Up and Close the Door. Released in April of 1975, this song became Johnny's 5th number one single on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart. And it was written by Linda Hargrove, a talented songwriter who also penned many hits, including co-writing with Dean Dillon, Tennessee Whiskey. Now, that was a number 2 hit for George Jones, and oh yeah, it was a number 1 hit for Chris Stapleton. Now, the song is a sultry yet tender plea for intimacy without limits. Now, the lyrics are simple but effective. This time, instead of getting up and going home to him, just get up and close the door. It's a song about seizing the moment and shutting out the world to focus on love, a theme that resonated deeply with his fans. What's fascinating about this track is how it highlights Johnny's versatility as an artist. While many of his songs leaned heavily on themes of heartbreak and nostalgia, Just Get Up and Close the Door showcased a more hopeless romantic and a sensual side of his artistry. Now, the song's success further solidified Johnny's reputation as a dynamic performer capable of bringing depth to any material. Now, despite his incredible success in the 70s, Johnny's life was not without challenges. By the late 80s and the early 90s, his career began to wane as new trends in country music emerged. Personal struggles like drug addiction also took their toll. And in August of 1998, tragedy struck when Johnny was involved in a highly publicized shooting accident at his home in Texas. He claimed self-defense in the death of an acquaintance who had entered his home uninvited and thought that he was a burglar. Now, although he was acquitted of the murder charges, the incident left a lasting mark on his life and his career. In recent years, however, Johnny has worked to rebuild his legacy. He continues to perform for dedicated fans who appreciate his contributions to country music history. His story is one of resilience and a testament of the power of music and how to overcome adversity. So what can we take away from this journey of Johnny Rodriguez? Well, for one, he broke barriers as one of the first Hispanic artists to achieve mainstream success in country music. His unique blend of cultural influences helped shape a more inclusive genre, inspiring countless artists to follow in his footsteps. And then there is songs, timeless pieces that continue to resonate with listeners decades later. Whether it's the aching vulnerability of I Just Can't Get Her Out of My Mind, or the tender romance of Just Get Up and Close the Door. Johnny's music reminds us of the universal emotion that connects us all. That's all for today's episode of the Two for Tuesday podcast. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the life and legacy of Johnny Rodriguez. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe or follow and leave us a review. And as always, we love you and we need you, and keep listening to the stories behind the songs we love. So until next time, I'm Michael Present of Second Round Music signing off. Stay safe, God bless, and keep those tunes playing.